Namaskar, Amar Nam McGinley, and I am Irish. I currently live in East London, where there is a large Bangladeshi population, but I'm learning Indian Bengali and not Bangladeshi Bengali. This is currently April 2020, and for context, when you look back at this, when I look back at this in years to come, I'm in the middle of the COVID-19 virus, and I'm currently isolated, like quarantined, so can't really go out, which is a good time to learn Bengali. And October ami India jabo, tai this video series will conclude with hopefully my trip to India, and the aim is that whenever I'm there I'll be able to speak to some of the locals, and I've got a GoPro and I'm going to bring that with me, and hopefully we'll be able to see some interactions. So I've been learning Bengali for about 18 months, just picking up some random words and phrases, using random websites and YouTube videos, and it's actually been really hard to learn Indian Bengali because a lot of the resources are Bangladeshi Bengali, and also they're kind of scattered. So unlike if you want to learn Hindi, where there's a Duolingo set up for that, the resources for learning Bengali as a foreigner are really few and far between, which is part of the reason why I thought I would make this video. I wasn't really able to find anything kind of like this that would track someone's progress from a foreigner's perspective, because there's so few foreigners that learn Bengali. So I thought, I'm going to make this video to track my own progress for me. I may as well do it in a way that other learners may be able to see, because I know I would like to see a video documenting someone's progress, hopefully like the series that I'm making, but there isn't anything out there at the minute, so I haven't been able to do that. So hopefully this video might be useful or interesting to someone. So I've been picking up random words and phrases for about 18 months. I've been learning how to read and write for about 8 months, and I used this book that I got on the internet. It had good ratings on Amazon, and it's called Complete Bengali by William Radis, and as far as I know he teaches at SOAS University in London. So I'm self-taught, and I'm currently on chapter 7. Before I show you the book, I'm not really sure how to explain what I know. I don't really know that much, to be honest. I know how to count to 20. I know the days of the week. Yeah, I know the numbers 1 to 20, which I suppose I may as well recite. So, Ak, Dui, Teen, Char, Panch, Choi, Shat, At, Noi, Dosh, Agaro, Baru, Teru, Choto, Ponero, Sholo, Shortero, Atero, Unish, Kuri. And what else? Shambar, Mongolbar, Budbar, Brihushputibar, Shukrabar, Shunibar, Rubibar. I know random verbs. I try to speak in Bengali where I can, like saying stuff like Ami Kabar Chai. Ami. Now that I'm on the spot, I'm not good enough to actually come up with anything good. Domi ki ota pochondo korecho. Just small sentences that I know some words, so I can put together some small sentences. I'll try to practice that in real life. So yeah, let me just show you what's in the book. So this is the book. This was my first day, and these are my first words. Ma, na, nam, ga, gan, Amar, Bagan. So here's a mistake. I like that I didn't completely scribble it out. So this is something that I struggled with a bit. So this is where you put the I, where you put one of the 4 I's is obviously before the consonant. So for non-Bengali speakers, I is Ami, but you write no, you don't write AMI as it sounds. You write AIM. And one of the drawbacks of this book actually is that I had to Google that because it does explain that. But whenever you go to do the writing exercise, like there's nowhere that you can go to check your answer. So I had to Google Translate to make sure that that I was wrong, because I wrote it and I was like, I think this is wrong based on what I've read. And sure enough, it was wrong. It's AMI. Sorry, it's AIM. So, and then we get more and more complicated. Known, oni, ini, wait, what? Oh, that's K, I think that's KU, or are you? Rumal? Yes, that might be handkerchief, but I'm not sure. So yeah, while I kind of have done these letters, sometimes I do find it hard to read. So if we skip a bit through to where I am at the minute, I think I'm on chapter 7 or 8. So that's my last writing exercise. So this is the last page that I've written. So I don't actually know all the vocab. He makes a point in the book that you shouldn't worry too much about vocab at this point. Just learn how to read and write, like the letters. So I'm currently on chapter 7, and I read the first page about chapter 7, and this is so complicated. You can just pause it if you actually do want to read this, but this is so complicated. I was just like, what? Like, I'm gonna have to read this about 5 times to actually understand what's going on. So I'm on chapter 7. If we jump to the start, we've got a, I, U, ga, na, ba, ma, ra, la, ru. Then the inherent vowel. So that's something I've struggled with, is knowing when to say it and when not to. And as far as I can tell, there's no rule, and you just have to know it. I suppose it's a bit like in French. If you need to know if something's masculine or feminine, you're just going to have to pick it up as you go. So that's quite difficult as a learner. Whenever you read text, it's like, especially at the end of a sentence, at the end of a word, you don't know whether or not to put the inherent vowel there. So I suppose that will come with a lot of practice. The 3 S's. So I don't know when to use them, and I am guessing that it's the same story, that it'll just take experience to get to know when to use each of the S's. Also in Indian, Bengali, all of the S's are said with a sh sound rather than a snake. It would be snake, I suppose, is one way to look at it. A, and then we got, I don't know how to say that on its own, but it's the ng from the word Bangla. And then we've got the other pronunciation of the same letter. So this is quite frustrating as well. So this character A and that character are pronounced 2 different ways, and I think, again, the only way to know is through experience and like getting it wrong and being corrected, because the words are written the same way. Like Domi Kamonacho, the Kamon would be like K A, which it would make you think it's Kamon, but it's actually like Kamon or something like that. So yeah, picking up those things where the pronunciation changes and there's kind of no way to tell based on the writing how to say it, that's a struggle to kind of get to grips with that. Then we moved on to some more complicated, so some I think are they conjoined or whatever, consonants where you put 2 together. So that is very interesting, where you just shove a bunch of consonants together, and sometimes they don't look anything like the letters that were put together. And here I am. So I haven't done the writing exercise yet, but it's getting kind of complicated. And the reason I don't really know any vocab and he says like don't bother to try to remember all of the words from your writing exercises, if I can find one. So yeah, at the end of the unit you'll have learnt the letters, and then these are his kind of code or transliteration, and then you write that in Bengali script like that. So I don't actually know all of these, but there's a lot of focus on just learning how to read and write. Because this is a book, it means that in later chapters he doesn't have to write everything in English. He can write it in Bengali script. So obviously he wants to teach you that before he kind of moves on to that. So it's going quite well. It's a struggle though. It's hard to get the grips with, but I'm going to try and practice for a few hours every week. And then in 6 months' time, hopefully I will be able to have some conversations with the locals. So I think that's it for this video. I hope to post updates maybe every 2 weeks or so, maybe every month. I'm not really sure at this point. But yeah, at the end, I will go to Kolkata and hopefully speak to the locals. So if you've lasted this long, thanks very much. If you want to see the future videos, just hit subscribe. All right, see ya.